Good morning and welcome to episode 1416 of Hard Factor. It is Monday, March 11th, 311 day, brah, 2024.
Bro, come on, 311 has grassroots. Come on, yeah. 311 has grassroots. For real.
Come on. Thank you for cheating on the news with us and for listening to 311 on this 311 day. 80% accuracy guaranteed.
But Will, I would tell a cop that I know my fucking rights and we can match wits all night. For real.
Everything you need to know in 40 minutes or less. But if you need more, go to patreon.com/hardfactor. Today, Mark's leading us off with a trio of terrors, or threos mios, the triple threat.
They're so random.
Really?
See what I did there? Random, the 311 song.
Yeah.
See what I did there? Just won't let it die.
Don't let it make you stay home, though, you know?
No.
No. Not this time.
Not this time. No. Pat's got a real life weekend at Bernie's to tell us about.
Right. A couple of ladies that when they talked to the cops, they said if I had something to hide, then of course I wouldn't mind if you looked in my right. No. I really rather you didn't. And no, we don't have guns hidden.
Yeah.
Got him.
Is
that Nick Hexum? Is he the one who's got weekend at Bernie's?
No. It's S.A. Martinez, yo.
That's
Peanut. Beat that thing.
Beat that thing.
No. Couple of ladies might a weekend at Bernie's. Their dead boyfriend took her to the bank. Anyway, we're gonna get all into it.
Whoa. Yeah. I mean,
it worked.
Terrible crime, but I guess he's dead already. We'll find out more. I've got some bloopers for us to end the show. Sounds like we have some bloopers before that, but a lot of bloopers to end it. So
classic. Love bloopers. Big fan.
Me too.
Big fan of bloopers. Always have been. Yeah.
How come they don't make blooper tapes anymore? Remember when we were growing up, it was everything had a blooper tape. End of the year, you get a blooper reel.
They used to advertise them on TV like like infomercials like send it in 1999 for the best sports bloopers of all time.
Oh, I was sending it in. Back in the day with VHS, I had some blooper VHS. Trust me.
Yeah, with the Benny Hill, song.
Benny Hill. The Benny Hill people got their song licensed for damn near every blooper tape, man.
Yeah, it's a great song for bloopers.
It's perfect. Man. Fits perfect.
Perfect, bro. But for real, I gotta say, I've had a great relationship with 311 to start. Okay, and I've had enough time retrospectively to look back and objectively maybe say not the most artistically respected music ever put out there, but I don't care. Okay,
it's a vibe. Okay, 311 is a lifestyle.
Fucking vibe, bro.
We got them to play by shouting it out one of the concerts, "Summer of Love," which they rarely play anymore, but we couldn't. They refused to play "Slinky Girl," one of my favorites.
Right. A lot of people don't know this. Commonality between Hard Factor and 311, their home studio is called The Hive.
Wow.
That's right.
That. Also, another commonality, we all were at 311 Day New Orleans in 2003. And
one of the best days of our lives. That was a great day.
04? Yeah, 04. Pissed my pants on the lawn there. But still had a great day.
No, they played for such a long time that I had like a bad trip because I ate too much edible and I had to go to sleep. And I woke up, I fell asleep during the set, woke up still with like an hour and a half left.
It was a 4-hour set. I think they played like 83 songs.
Yeah, they were taping DVD, turned out. So it was awesome. So we just got to. Cool. And I mean, the joints were just rolling it was crazy through the whole stadium. It was awesome.
Mm-hmm. Hell yeah.
So should we move off 311 or another 311? One more 311
311 day.
One more 311 thing. I had a band on tour one time, Whiskey Shivers. They were playing like a dog shit show in some butthole town. And, it was like a routing date between two major cities, 10 people there. One of the people there, how did I know? Because I follow him on Twitter, Nick Hexum.
Oh, yeah.
Because 311 was playing that night and he popped in to have a beer. So this band was like, they're great. And then that led to like 3.5 years of me emailing them and their manager, be like, take this band on tour, but they'd never heard anything else other than that, just that one time.
Still cool.
Hey, yeah, but you saw them. No,
Yeah.
that's
Oh no, I did. I wasn't on the road. I was at home.
Oh.
Saw the tweet come in because
Oh.
I managed their Twitter at the time. Saw the tweet come in from Hexham.
okay.
Right.
Damn.
Anyway, let's get into the news, boys. Let's get right into the news.
Let's do it.
Real
Mark
quick, before I get into this weekend at Bernie's thing, I was going to cover this other story, and then it's not much of a story other than this. 8 children and an adult died, and 78 other people were hospitalized after eating sea turtle meat.
Yep.
On Pemba Island in the Zanzibar archipelago.
Huh. Now I've
I know
always
it's an
heard
archipelago.
like it's dangerous. When we lived at the beach one summer at I think it was junior year of college, between junior and senior year, PFT was there. We lived at the same place. There was a giant sea turtle like that washed ashore
Yeah.
at the Outer Banks. So it's maybe like 600, 700 pounds, like a 100-year-old sea turtle.
Right.
And we started taking pictures. PFT jumped on the turtle and I was taking pictures for him. And all of a sudden, like lifeguards and people came screaming and running up to us. They're like, get the fuck off the turtle. If you get cut by one of those barnacles, you will die. And I was like, oh,
I
shit.
thought that was just because it was really terrible form.
It was very rude, but it was cool. But they were more concerned about him getting a very bad infection. So I knew that existed, but I didn't know the meat could be.
Yeah. No, the ocean is full of bacteria. You
Yeah.
don't wanna check.
Growing up, my mom used to tell me that turtles, you could have them as pets, and then you couldn't anymore because some girl she knew kissed one and then died. Whether that story is true or not, I don't know. But I know that you don't eat turtle meat, especially cute-ass sea turtle meat. I mean,
Right.
aren't they endangered?
That's what struck me when I saw this headline was, isn't that illegal anyways? Why are they harvesting sea turtle meat?
Prior
These
to
are
this,
Zanzibarian people.
prior
Okay.
to the story, I would absolutely have had turtle meat.
These people did
Sea
not
turtles?
see
Like-
Finding Nemo or
A
Dory.
big sea turtle?
Yeah, I mean they die eventually. They're huge. Like what? Like I'm not.
Yeah, but
saying
you don't want to
endangered.
eat a dead one. You want to eat. You gotta harvest a live one, get the good fresh meat. I mean, it just seems like I don't know. Sea turtle's not on. I mean, I hunt and stuff. And fish.
If-
Right? Sea
if
turtle's not on my
If
list.
presented the opportunity, I would eat it, but not anymore.
Okay.
That's a great point. Of course, it's not on your list because there's not a lot of them, and also they wouldn't make good prey. You know, you gotta let the sea turtle go, but the people of Zanzibar, they don't. They consider it a delicacy, even though, guys, it's widely known to kill people, periodically resulting in deaths from clenoxetism to
Sea turtle locks your body upism.
yeah,
I have
and
a
you
feeling.
die.
I have a feeling it gets you incredibly horny too. Like an ultra clam, eat some turtle meat. You're probably it might kill you with the erection you get.
Chelonitoxism. That's pretty close.
Wow.
Yeah, anyway, it's terrible, man. 8 kids died. I mean, they're feeding fucking sea turtle meat to kids. What are you doing? They had to rush in like emergency help from somewhere else on the globe.
Is it because it was like not cooked? Like if it was cooked, would it have been okay?
Because it was sea
raw?
turtle. Because the same reason that the lifeguard said, "Get off the turtle, bro."
Yeah.
I mean, 78 people were hospitalized.
Did they use a dead sea turtle? Were they just cooking washed up sea turtles? I mean, that would be a problem.
That's a good call. I don't know.
You wouldn't
the
want
meat was
that.
Consumed on Tuesday. It must have been like a
Chenellatoxism, huh?
like a turtle party. Like, hey, we just got a big turtle. Everyone come down. The entire village come on down.
Turtle roast,
including
right,
the children.
Yeah.
You could put up like Ninja Turtles on the big screen and eat your turtle.
Bring the kids down. Okay, let's move on to the main story. My main story, guys. 63-year-old Karen Kasbaum and 55-year-old Laureen Bay Ferrallo. That's a great middle name. These two ladies, they were charged with abusing a corpse yesterday in Ashtabula, Ohio.
Okay.
They were also charged with theft from a person in a protected class, olds. This according to Ashtabula Municipal Court records. Why? Well, on Monday night, police were called to the Ashtabula County Medical Center, ER, because a couple of ladies had rolled in there, dropped an 80-year-old body off, and then skedaddled, saying, "See ya!" Not identifying themselves or the body.
Whoa.
Except it wasn't a gunshot victim, which is probably the only other time this happens. It was an old white guy, Doug Lehman. Look at Doug. He's 80.
He
He's
looks
dead.
dead in that picture.
Could be damn near close to it, Mark. That's for sure.
Whoa.
But maybe that's why these ladies' scheme worked out. Yeah. So
Because put him back up. So Doug walks around. That was him alive,
presumably.
Potentially.
Okay.
Yes.
He's got the glasses on, so you can't really
Right.
tell.
Huge reflector shades, like a ball cap. So he's already wearing the Bernie, the weekend.
You know,
Bernie.
if you're just listening at home, he looks like a World War II or Korea veteran is what he looks like. You know how when someone lives that long, they're old and skinny, and they walk strange from the war, and they usually have a hat that says World War II or Korea on it. In this case, it looks like his says
UTU alumni. Now,
alumni. Yeah.
UTU.
Yeah, he's said a few Asian slurs for sure.
There's no doubt about that.
Yeah,
and look, he earned the right to do that when
because he was there.
in Korea or World War II.
Charlie and him. Yeah.
Could have been Vietnam. We're getting up there. Anyway, a few hours later, these ladies called the hospital back because they maybe were chatting amongst themselves. Maybe we shouldn't have done that. Maybe we shouldn't have just dropped him off and left. Hey, you call the hospital and smooth things out real cool, like just tell them it's Doug. So that's what they did. And I don't know if the cops were still there or not, but they were quickly on their way to Doug Lehman's house where Karen and Laureen live now and have been living, I guess.
Wait, they were staying at the house of the dead body they dropped off and then didn't leave it?
Well, they lived there. So Karen had been banging Doug for about 3 or 4 years now. Okay. Doug lost his sweetheart about 3 or 4 years ago. Sad, right? And Karen was his girl.
She stepped in.
Right.
Girl. Now 3 or 4 months ago, Laureen, and this is the initial photo I put up of Laureen. This is actually Laureen, guys.
Right. That was an old photo.
This is a mugshot from 1993. It looks like.
Nice.
Laureen moved in maybe 3 or 4 months ago, pulled up, and she wasn't leaving anytime soon. So the cops rolled up to Doug Lehman's house. I mean Karen's house now. And to question the lady, say, hey, what were you thinking when you just dropped that old dude off and skedaddled and then, clumsily called back? That's why we're here.
Fair question.
And that's when they told the cops what happened. See, they came home, and old Doug was just dead. He was dead. Dead Doug. So they took him to the hospital, and they made a small stop at the bank.
Deader than normal. Actually dead.
Yeah, no, actually dead. So they took him to the hospital. He made a small stop at the bank, and the officer said, I'm sorry, what was that? And they said, oh, we took him to the ER. And the officer said, no, before that. They said, oh, we took him to the bank. They cruised through the U.S. Bank drive-through on the way to the ER.
Propped him up with the hat and the glasses.
They propped him up in the front seat there.
Did the string the Home Alone waving of his hands?
100%.
Put him in the front. So somebody was like laying below his dead body, like driving the car.
100%.
Oh,
100%.
Just moves his hand to get his ID.
No, he was in the passenger seat. He was in the because he was in the passenger seat.
Yeah.
But they pulled up, and here's what's weird, man. The ladies said that they had done this before, and the bank was cool with it, and the Ashtabula sheriff confirmed that. Now, I don't know if he's confirming that from what the ladies said or if they talked to the bank, but apparently Doug's so old, they'd cruised through the drive-through before, and
say, we want Doug's money?
Well, Doug's too old to, depending on what your car is, like, reach through the window, reach the, the pneumatic tube. It's hard. So they say, hey, here for Doug's account. You see Doug? And,
right.
They saw Doug, except Doug was dead Doug.
Probably pretty common with like super elderly people. They have like caretakers that bring them through the bank, right?
Yeah,
that's true. The
before,
not common part is that the ladies put Doug, quote, in the vehicle in such a manner that he would be visible to bank staff in order to make a withdrawal. That's according to the police report. Crazy. Now, here, I want your take on this, y'all. The ladies, they told police they took out $900 to pay some bills.
Okay.
So, man, I guess like maybe they realized they weren't in the will and they're down and out folks, and they realized like, hey, we need this $900 bad. And we'd never see it if Doug's estate went to probate, which is probably correct. Also, these ladies have a history of doing drugs and asking Doug for hugs.
You said that the one was definitely banging him. Did the other one toss him any ass? Do we know?
We don't know. I mean, she showed up about 3-4 months ago.
I feel like
They were both of the age range where they might consider it.
Right.
Yes.
I feel like if
This
the other
one's
one
55,
was the other one was tossing him a little ass too, the 900's appropriate.
So here's the thing, though.
Was it just 900 though?
It was
Did
just
they actually...
900.
Okay.
Doug's stepson.
He would have done it anyways.
Doug was married to his mom for 33 years. She died 4 years ago, and that's when Karen came in the mix. Doug's stepson says, since Karen moved in the house about 3 years ago, they haven't paid any taxes on the house. Kind of let shit, slip, so to speak. And both Karen and Lorene have muchos drug charges and, receiving stolen property. So
they basically stole his house. They moved in, tossed him a little ass, and just took over the house without paying any utilities or rent.
For 3 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, the most insane move that they did by far was tossing a dead body into the hospital and then going directly back to that dead body's house and staying there.
Well, that's where they lived. Yeah.
Well, right. No, but I get that. But you have to have a place. If you're just going to toss out the guy you just weekend at Bernie's for $900, you can't then go back to his house. You will be found out immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah. The most shocking part of the story to me is that they didn't just continue to weekend at Bernie's him for much longer.
Right, because if it's working, why quit? That's a gag that's hard to come by.
I know he's stinky, but you can get around that. Maybe you could put him in a cooler or something like that. Collect his Social Security, all that stuff.
Right. Yeah. Fun fact: the guy who was Bernie was acting teacher in Austin, Texas, for years and years and years, and huge movie. But I don't know.
Also,
kind of being Guffman and Waiting for Guffman, right? Or
well, a lot of body control,
or the Will kid in Stranger Things. Yeah, you drive the story, but Also, fun story, like the guy in The Hangover that keeps getting sunburned, but he's not really in it because he's not funny. Exactly.
There was two guys that did the weekend at Bernie's. One guy had a pretty successful career. The other guy, he I guess they couldn't get a take correctly because one scene where he's chasing the kid around because the kid fucked with Bernie. He's chasing the kid around and he goes, "Come here, kid, I'm going to rip your gungs out." He couldn't say lungs correctly, and it made it into the film because I guess they didn't do any other takes. So if you watch Weekend at Bernie's, look for that.
It's one of the, it's a fun movie because of stuff like that,
Right.
Yeah. It's got the voodoo, everything. I mean,
I'm going to throw just one last X factor in here.
McCarthy.
Because we don't know what's going on, right? A third unnamed party helped load Doug into the car. So we'll update you on it. Could go a lot of different ways. The women are
Beth
charged.
dealer, I'm guessing.
My guess is they were surprised when all that they could get out of Doug's account was $900. Is my guess.
Right. Okay. Because it's probably a withdrawal limit, right? They can't. I don't know.
Will's internet is pulling a weekend at Bernie's. Is that
okay?
You seen that too? Pat?
It'll catch back up. I'll just jump into who that was brought to you by, guys. Okay. This podcast is brought to you by our friends over there at Squarespace. That's right, guys. Squarespace, all-in-one website platform for entrepreneurs to stand out and succeed online. So if you're thinking about growing a brand, right, one of the things you need to plant a flag on the internet, okay? Just having socials is not enough. And you might be thinking, wow, my business isn't super internet based. That's fine. You still need to plant that flag, right? You need to get the domain name from Squarespace. You need to set up the proper, what are they called? SEO tags, right? Meta tags in your website so you can show up on Google Index. Or maybe your business is super web based and you can use all the tools Squarespace provides, like their Fluid Engine, their merch section, their video library, the video collection library, their email campaigns, essentially everything. It's just one thing that if you're a business of one or business of two, business of three, you don't have to hire a webmaster. You can just get in there and do it yourself. Pretty simple. Pretty sweet. Pretty sweet if you ask me, guys. And
I'm going to ask you, Pat, what do you think about Squarespace?
What do I think about it? I love it.
You think it's pretty sweet?
I think it's the sweetest. I think Squarespace is actually the sweetest, guys. And if you want to get in on it,
it's super easy. Yeah.
All you got to do is go to squarespace.com/hardfactor to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. It's pretty simple, guys. So go over to squarespace.com/hardfactor, save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain, and get after it.
Hell yeah. All right, I have a 3-pack of disaster for you today, a trio of terror or trios mio.
Ay, 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 ay.
Oh no.
Ay, caramba.
Ay, caramba. First up, Deez Nuts has been arrested. Excuse me. Full legal name, Deez Nuts Lee Kroll. He isn't insane. He kept his surname.
Oh.
I've been seeing this going around the internet. I'm very curious.
So-
What's going on?
I thought it was fake because there's been fake Deez Nuts stories in the past, but this guy actually changed his name to Deez Nuts.
First name only or first and middle, he said?
Well, I guess first and middle because I'm assuming he was Lee Kroll, and now his driver's license says Deez Nuts Lee Kroll.
Oh, he just added it to his first name.
Yeah,
Crazy.
he added it. Yeah.
I guess that's probably the easiest way if you're going to like shithead change your name to keep your full name within that whole new shithead name for like people being like, I don't know. It says Lee Kroll is the owner of this account. You're like, yeah, I know. But I'm Deez Nuts Lee Kroll, right? So you see?
I would have done
Look at the second half of the name.
Lee quote Deez Nuts Kroll, right? Like kind of like, like that's his nickname. Lee Deez Nuts Kroll,
I guarantee
Right.
you.
But you
Well,
have to
I'm not
start it
gonna
with these nuts because other, yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
'Cause did you
that's
even
what
really
he
do
found
it?
out? That's what he
Did you
found
even
out.
really do it? It could be
Yeah.
a bet that he got put up to, or again, we don't know like what the rules for changing your name are in the state that he's from.
Wisconsin.
It might be like a lot easier to just insert a new first and new middle name.
That's what
right.
he
It's probably a
found out.
loophole. It's a Deez Nuts loophole. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, Lee, the easiest thing to do is just throw the Deez Nuts in front of your name. Yeah.
Right. Or why didn't he do Lee's Nuts?
That would have been good.
Yeah. You'd have to change the middle then. So
Because I'm not, okay? It's funny. I'm doing it because it's funny. I'm not crazy.
Yeah, exactly. He kept his surname and I guess his first name too. Police were called in Green Bay, Wisconsin when a shirtless, highly intoxicated man punched someone and then threatened them with a BB gun. That was 42-year-old Deez Nuts.
He's 42.
that joke. When did he get the name change? When he was it like when he was like 25? Because
It was when, remember when PFT was working, before he was working for Barstool, it was like 2000. Remember when we played Home Run Derby for my birthday that one year? That was that same year Deez Nuts was big. That was like 2000.
Yeah, I'm gonna assume he's 42.
11?
I'm gonna assume it was
14?
his late 20s. He got the name changed.
Yeah. 2014. It was a decade ago about.
Yeah. 30,
So he's still
potentially
32.
30s.
I think he was
He's in his
over 30 when he got his
30s.
name changed to
Potentially.
Deez Nuts. That's
Yeah.
insane.
Well, I mean, this can't be his first run-in with the law, and it's his first run-in with the law as Deez Nuts Lee Kroll, so it couldn't have been that long ago. Now-
Maybe it was a midlife crisis. He did it at 40. He just used
be.
a 10-year-old term.
Yeah, could be. Now,
Yeah, that's a good take, Will. It probably was. It was probably some things were changing in a direction he didn't like them changing.
I got to get my edge back. I'm going to change my
Right,
name
exactly.
to Deez Nuts.
yeah, I
The
did it,
phone's
guys.
not ringing.
I did. I always said I would. He just slides his license over one day. See anything?
Right. Or maybe it was like to ingratiate himself back into the friend group. Like he accidentally banged a buddy's wife. It was a huge thing.
Yeah.
And they were like, you know what, man? You're just always saying you're going to do stuff. You never do it. Like, we don't want you around.
Yeah.
And he's like,
Yeah.
What about now?
Take me back. I totally. I'm totally making amends here. Deez Nuts. You can call me Deez Nuts. Now, Deez Nuts is aggressive, but he's not without some reason. He got in an argument over the phone with the complainant around 8 p.m. and then showed up to that person's house at 10 p.m., opened the door, and punched the crybaby, but only in the shoulder. Like, a, hey, you better start doing what I say, bully punch on the shoulder. Not in the face, on the shoulder, right?
You know, why would you drive to somebody's house to physically assault them? That just seems like you're asking for trouble, Deez Nuts, you know?
That's a great question, Will, but I would pose that question. Why would you do that hours later? I see why you would do that potentially like 20 minutes later, right? Like you get in the argument, you get in the car and you're there. But like if there's a cool off period of hours.
You guys want to ask Deez Nuts about his reasoning?
Yeah.
Right. Hey, Deez Nuts, you got any anger management issues?
He said this is in Green Bay?
Yeah, Green Bay, Wisconsin. And look, Deez Nuts definitely is a bully, but it's better than knocking the guy out. Am I right? He punched him in the arm, and then the guy apparently kicked him out of the house. So, he went to his car or whatever, his bicycle, and got a CO2 BB gun loaded with 8 silver 4.5 millimeter BBs, and said, "I'll shoot you if you don't stop pissing me off."
Okay.
But he wasn't going to kill anyone. That's not how Deez Nuts rolls. He's more of a funny bully.
Yeah, but dude, those BB guns with the CO2, they look like a real pistol, and they also make a pop, not like a gunshot, but I've had one pull on me and like for that second that CO2 pops, you're like, oh, someone shot me.
Yeah, no, I mean he could have hurt someone for sure. But,
he's 42. His name is Deez Nuts, and he rolls with a BB gun.
That's right.
Is that charge related? That's a big question. Like,
yes.
Is BB gun because he can't have a real one?
Oh, I don't know, but his charges were battery, which is the worst of them, which could be up to 9 months in prison. And then he got disorderly conduct with use of a dangerous, not deadly weapon, which is only 90 days in jail. So the BB gun does help him out in the charge.
For sure.
Dangerous weapon, not deadly.
Charge, yeah.
Is this Packers? This is Packers related, right?
Could be.
Yeah.
It's Green Bay. I mean, isn't
he is an owner after all? He probably got in an owner's dispute with a fellow owner.
That was a meeting of owners.
Yeah, I mean that kind of thing can happen in Green Bay, where like it's such a small town where the entire culture revolves exclusively around the football team that you can get carried away, right?
Yeah.
And change your name to Deez Nuts.
So
business. I mean, NFL is a stressful business, Pat. It's tough to be a Green Bay owner.
Up to a year if they're not like concurrent, because 9 months plus the 90 days, that's 12 months. And Deez Nuts is going to have a hard time beating the rap when the judge hears his name is Deez Nuts, but we're rooting for him.
Right.
Yeah.
The only play that he has is to like claim, and again, this is
I fucked my friend's wife, Your Honor.
Right, exactly. You ever done that, bro? The only way back in the friend group, Your Honor.
I made a lot of
yeah.
This is like an amends thing, Your Honor.
Or to roll in dressed as like a devout Muslim and play that card with the Your Honor, right? Like confuse them culturally and maybe think like, oh, I'm not going to throw the book at this guy because I don't know if I don't want to be accidentally racist.
Your Honor, I got drunk and made this name change, and I didn't want to change it back because it's a reminder that I'm a fuck up. So it's like it helps me out.
I also converted to Islam, and I kept my name. So
no,
Your Honor, it's Deez Nuts League Roll.
You'd have to pretend that it meant something different in Islam,
Mr. Nuts.
Oh, right, yeah. Well, yeah, but it was a happy coincidence because in Arabic it means
right. Exactly.
Anyways, next up, we got a couple more. There's another horror story coming out of Kansas City, another football-related thing. They won their 3rd championship with Mahomes, Reed, and Kelsey this year, but there was that horrible mass shooting at the parade. Jackson Mahomes, who was said to be a hero at that event, helping out children separated from their parents, just got 6 months probation for his battery case. And we recently discussed Andy Reid's son getting early parole for his terrible drunk driving accident. Well, now it's being reported that at least a dozen fans who attended the January playoff game against the Dolphins in the way below freezing, like negative 27 wind chill temperatures, have suffered frostbite so bad of the fingers that they will require amputations. At least a dozen fans losing their fingers for being hardcore.
That's
fans.
what it takes. They've won 3 championships in 4 years.
Yeah, and now their fans will be able to show you how many they've won.
Dude,
holding up their mangled hands.
This is insane. It wasn't even the coldest NFL game you've ever played, but
4th coldest.
Right. You saw that the part, but maybe you read the article where the guy was like, he took his gloves off to put up a pop-up tent.
Yeah, that's one of the guys who's getting amputated. He said he only took him off for 5 minutes to put up like a tent, which I think he was like touching metal out in that.
Jesus, man.
Well, and plus these people aren't moving around, right? So the players on the field, it's warmer on the field and they're running, so the circulation is going to keep their extremities okay. But if you're just sitting around for 4 fucking hours watching a football game in a walk-in freezer,
I think people were just more careful back in the day, Pat.
No, dude, I got to put this partially on the Chiefs, because
you think they should have heating lamps or something.
It's not
no.
It's not good information. For the Chiefs. Yeah.
I'm talking about information. If the amount of people got frostbite, because a ton of guys aren't getting amputated, they have to be in a hyperbaric chamber for a year.
No, 30% out of all the people that went in for frostbite, 70% are getting amputated. 30% have to spend weeks in a hyperbaric oxygen tank.
So what they should have done, to Pat's point, the Chiefs could have easily given out hand warmers at the game. Those are cheap.
Or
that would have solved the whole thing.
Even
No.
Joe.
Like the things
Yeah.
it's like a little packet that keeps your hands warm. You put them in your pocket. You can warm your hands up with.
But you know this, like, you know those "don't turn around, don't drown" signs about like, hey, it looks like a foot of water, but it could, like, signs like that. There was not enough information going out to Chiefs Nation.
They'll know next year. I agree with you, Pat.
Yes, from now on.
They'll know.
Right.
now that the dozen people lost.
Yeah.
Yes.
And now with the Chiefaholics guy.
Imagine facing your wife with that shit. I'm just saying. Imagine facing your fucking wife with.
For sure. But this
playoff run, honey.
It's got to be a
she's
status
Chief
thing.
fan too. So
yeah, it's got to be a status thing now with Chiefaholics going to jail for up to 50 years. These guys are the top fans. And I suggest Arrowhead should start selling a T-shirt with 3 fingers on it, like for like the fans.
That's or you gotta buy these guys rings.
Yeah.
Right.
Well,
Ooh,
that's kind of insulting. Rings, maybe like.
Well, no, but they have at least one finger left, right?
They're not losing their hands.
Slide it on that one good finger.
Right.
Give them the Super Bowl ring.
Yeah.
I mean, what's a
maybe
ring
like a
probably
necklace.
costs $6,000 is probably for them to buy. Fucking buy the guys rings.
Oh shit, we got them rings. That's insulting.
The
Lastly,
lifetime supply of hand warmers for their family.
Get a
Future
mittens.
Chiefs.
Not gloves with fingers, but mittens.
Right. Lastly, in the worst of the bunch, a recent humanitarian aid airdrop operating nations involved, Belgium, Egypt, France, and the Netherlands, resulted in 5 Palestinian children dying and 10 injuries due to parachute malfunctions in a northern Gaza refugee camp. So the packages plummeted through roofs like the jet engine in Donnie Darko, crushing the refugee children to death.
Yeah. Not every day you hear about getting killed by a first aid kit. But
Yeah, that's how Will put it in the text thread this weekend, is death by a first aid kit.
Yeah, collateral damage.
Yep.
Yeah. The United States has denied any involvement in the death drop, claiming all U.S. packages landed safely and not on children's beds.
Yes, of course.
A lot of people don't know this because it was a huge black mark for Disney, and they tried to cover it up. But I know a guy that worked on Operation Dumbo Drop, and this actually happened on that movie too.
Someone got crushed. Yeah.
By the elephant. Yeah.
Those are big boxes. More bad news.
I mean, we always have to do the fake drone reports, but now we're going to have to do fake aid package reports. It's just getting out of hand.
Yeah, well, they always say that the airdrop is the worst way of getting aid. Looks like they're right. More bad news. Tax season is here, which means more paperwork and more headaches for your business of one, but you don't have to handle it alone this year. Let Collective take care of all of your tax and accounting needs and see how you could save thousands with an S Corp. If your business of one is an LLC and you're tired of the high tax bills, it's time you speak to Collective's tax experts before the IRS deadline of March 31st to see if an S Corp is right for you. Collective is the all-in-one financial solution for self-employed entrepreneurs that specializes in S Corp election. Let Collective handle your taxes, bookkeeping, and payroll for a fraction of the cost of a CPA. And if your business of one is making at least $60,000 in profit annually, then you could be missing out on thousands in tax savings every year. With Collective, the S Corp tax selection is saving its members an average of $10,000 per year. But don't wait to elect, because the deadline to backdate your S Corp to January 1st is coming up on March 31st. Right now, Collective is waiving the onboarding fee when you go to collective.com/hardfactor and tell them Hard Factor sent you. That's $199 value waived and a full year of S Corp savings when you go to collective.com/hardfactor and tell them Hard Factor sent you. That's collective.com/hardfactor. Let them know that Hard Factor sent you.
Oh, do it. Hey, you know what? Bloopers are pure gold, like we talked about at the top of the show. Gotta love them. Solid gold. And I got a bunch to end the show for us. But you know what else is solid gold?
What?
Actual gold.
Oh.
Like real life gold. Okay.
Been going up since 1972, baby.
Yeah, exactly. Well, Pat, you want to get a little
give those Chief fans some gold.
Get a little bit of that back. Yeah, well, they should go to Noble Gold Investment. Few investments make a better long-term hedge against inflation, depression, and economic downturns than precious metals like gold and silver. Plan for the inevitable and protect your retirement savings with a gold-backed IRA from Noble Gold Investments. Noble Gold Investments is the gold IRA company that Americans trust. The founders of Noble Gold have more than 20 years of combined experience in buying gold and silver. They've secured more than $1 billion in precious metals for their clients. The government can always print more cash, but what they haven't figured out yet is how to print more gold. So this product is a great way to diversify your savings beyond just dollars, crypto, and stocks. Gold spikes in value constantly. You could take advantage of that by either getting the gold-backed IRA that I mentioned earlier, or just having Noble Gold shipped directly to your front door. Just get the gold yourself. Invest in something you can hold. Go to noblegoldinvestments.com/hardfactor to get started. Don't wait. That's noblegoldinvestments.com/hardfactor.
Give me the gold.
Give me the
You want
bloopers.
to get in on it. You want to get in on it. All right.
What went wrong, Will?
Bloopers. Bloopers. Former guest of Hard Factor, Nancy Mace, got into a rape shaming battle with George Stephanopoulos over Trump on some network news channel. And that was a blooper in itself, a wild clip. And then on Twitter, as always, both sides thought they thoroughly won the exchange. Just always a bunch of bloopers when you log on and watch both sides analyzing how much their side dominates. Blooper City.
The only thing we can agree on is that we can't agree on anything. Is what this
That we hate each other.
Yeah.
Right. That's if Twitter shows you anything about politics, the only thing that the two sides agree on is their hatred for one another.
Yeah.
It's proxy war season. Mark already filled you in on the first blooper that happened over with the aid drops in Gaza. And on the European front, the Pope has encouraged Ukraine to, quote, have the courage of the white flag, unquote, to negotiate an end to the war with Russia. Blooper hot seat, Victoria Nuland. Wow.
What?
Huh?
Didn't they put their terms forth?
One of the what's that?
Didn't Ukraine put their terms forth? Don't invade us.
Well, no, I mean, he's saying you can't. The Pope is telling. Okay, I mean, best of luck to Ukraine. The Pope is telling them to wave the white flag. Victoria Nuland was one of the prime
that's
architects.
messed up.
Damn.
Yeah. Well, it's not going well.
No, it's not.
But a bit of a blooper. And in the least shocking blooper update of all, a recent study of 223 Canadians published in the Journal of Science and Personal Relationships found that men who endorse negative and antagonistic attitudes towards women demonstrate a significantly greater interest in robosexuality, okay, or engaging in sexual relationships with robots. So, you know, all the guys like the Google guy, the ex-Google guy who's bragging about how he wants to bang robots so bad.
Hate women.
Turns out, yeah, you're probably just a sexist if you're really into banging robots.
If you chose robots over women, yeah. Let's see.
That's what this study in Canada points to, at least.
Right.
How long
What
do they
does that
spend on
mean?
it? 10 seconds?
If you really want to pound a robot, it's because you want to do something to that robot that you can't or haven't been allowed to do to an actual human, right?
Or just because you hate women. That's what the study pointed to.
Yes,
basically,
Pat.
that you just
You've
got a bone to pick
because you're always afraid to ask her to eat dog food.
Right. Women hate it when you ask them to
J.O.R..
eat dog food, but the robot does not mind.
Right.
Oh shit! All right, last two bloopers for us, but first, live comment from Bailey Green, live from Vegas 311, baby. Yes.
Woo!
311,
Also,
baby.
live comment from Wes, Hard Factor Wes, who's not here. He said, "Look at this bird shit on my car. That's got to be a record, right? Some bird just bloopered all over Wes's car.
What a blooper!
Just
That's it. Covered his entire driver's seat window. All right. The cream of the crop of bloopers today, fellas. Thanks to Cam and Nat on Instagram for sending these in. A couple of live TV bloopers related to the trends. First up, Android Muhammad is the first male robot created and unveiled in Saudi Arabia. And check out his first act as the Ayatollah of robots. Okay.
Oh, grabbed her ass. He grabbed her
Sure did, Mark. He sure did. I'm going to play it again on mute so you guys can really see. Now, that's TV reporter.
This is the best clip ever, dude.
Yeah, it is.
Yep. Well, it's the
He goosed
Saudi
Wow.
robot.
It was a goose. It was well, you're here, honey.
Yeah.
Well, yes, the thing's gonna sing.
Don't
Very
make a-
good.
Don't make a big deal out of it.
No, baby.
I touched your ass to reassure you. Yeah, that's Android Muhammad. That's his name. He immediately grabbed the ass of TV reporter Rawiya Al-Qasimi at the live streamed unveiling last week during the Saudi Innovation Showcase. And seeing as he's an AI robot coded and created in Saudi Arabia, it's basically on brand. Like the guys are saying that his first act was to sexually assault a woman on live TV.
Yeah. What a beautiful disaster, am I right? I mean,
yeah, it's
like,
a hilarious video. I have a question for you, Will. Who's more sexist? A man that's more into robots than women, or a robot that grabs a woman's ass?
Or a Saudi male robot? That's probably a tie,
it's
right?
close. Yeah.
You got to think. It's coded.
Do you want him accurate? Do you want me to lie?
They say that AI is a reflection of your culture, right?
Right.
Anyways, the final live TV blooper. Check this out: a kid who fell off a rock climbing wall and bounced on the floor on Norwegian television recently.
Oh no, he's okay.
He's fine. He gets up. He fell from the top of a rock climbing floor. It's on like local Norwegian television.
Oh man, you got to give it to that kid for just the most classic example of a cold walk it off while being in total confusion and agony.
Also, look at how pro the guy being interviewed is. Not even phased by the kid that just thudded off the ground.
Right, the camera shook.
Yeah.
This happens all the time.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's the bloopers I got for you to end this show. Thank you for listening. As always, as we said at the top, remember, if you need more Hard Factor, go to patreon.com/hardfactor. Tomorrow, we're talking sports on the Let's Go podcast. Extra O's than any other Let's Go podcast, by the way. Also on Wednesday, the Hive Hour drop, get the inside baseball and everything about Hard Factor. And then, of course, Florida Man Friday every single week. Those 3 podcasts you can get in addition to this daily news podcast. It's even funnier over there. Honestly, it's even better. The cash is slimier, sweatier. But most importantly, get out there and have yourselves a great fucking day.
Come original.